Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It has been an incredibly busy few months since we posted our last video, but things have finally quieted down a little bit. So in this video, I'm going to give you a full tour of my location sound bag setup. Whether you're a location sound recordist or you're a videographer interested in professional audio equipment, or maybe you're just starting out on your sound recording journey and you're curious about the kinds of gear professionals use, then this video is for you. So stick around and I will walk you through the key pieces of kit that I've come to rely on over the years to capture clean, reliable audio. So let's dive in, and why don't we start with the sound bag itself. This is the Orca OR332, and I really like this bag because of its rigid frame, which provides excellent protection for my gear and is a perfect fit for my sound devices 888 and the attached SL2. Everything is secure and accessible, making it the ideal bag for the wide variety of sound jobs that I need it to do. The heart of the sound bag is the Sound Devices 888 mixer recorder. It has 8 ultra-low noise mic preamps that can be flexibly routed to any of its 16 channels. It has 10 mix buses, 4 of which are recordable, and these can be all routed to any of the 8 physical outputs. It also has 16 Dante network audio inputs, and I'll talk a little bit more about how we use those just a little bit later on in the video. The 888 can record audio in multiple formats onto a beefy 256 gigabyte internal SSD, as well as 2 SD cards for redundant or alternate recording formats. And with the latest firmware option, you can record your isolated channels in 32-bit float while also recording the mix and buses in 24-bit. And I'm not going to go too deep into the pros or cons of 32-bit float recording, other than to say I feel this is probably the best implementation I've seen. But 32-bit float recording is a hot topic, and I think I'm going to leave a deeper dive into that for a future video. Now, I've paired the fantastic 88 with the SL2 accessory, which hosts 2 4-channel Wisycom MCR54 receivers. Audio from the MCR54 is sent directly into the 888 via an 8-channel digital AES connection between the mixer and the SL2, so no extra digital to analog or analog to digital conversion or analog patch cables are needed. And this leaves all 8 of the analog mic line inputs available for your other mics or line input devices. The SL2 also provides integrated antenna and power distribution for the receivers, and that keeps everything neat and tidy. And while the combination is pretty pricey, the tight integration and the feature set, I think, are well worth the investment. Let's move over to my wireless, and I'm not going to go into too much detail on the Wisycom receivers here, other than to say I think they're really amazing. Each is a 4-channel True Diversity receiver, giving me a total of 8 True Diversity wireless channels. They also have a ton of other amazing features, and they really deserve their own video to do them justice. I'm only going to say that over the years I've found Wisycom's sound, quality, and flexibility and reliability in some really challenging RF environments has been clutch. They've literally never let me down. To kind of further enhance their RF performance, I've added external antennas mounted to the bag with these small rig super clamps and magic arms. And I've attached little Rycote quick releases to the ends of the magic arms to make it fast and easy to swap out my Betso bow tie antennas for Wisycom LFAs for those jobs that require a little more focused reception. And when I need to slim the bag down, I can just remove the external antennas entirely and just rock a couple of whip antennas attached directly to the SL2. And while we're on the topic of wireless, let's talk a little bit about IEM and camera hops. I use a pretty standard setup of a Sennheiser G4 transmitter that sends audio to Sennheiser IEMs for client monitoring. What makes this setup a little bit special is the inline slate mic on my remote audio headphones. And this allows me to toggle the slate mic on or off to communicate directly with, let's say, my boom operator or director via their IEM. IEMs get mixed into one of the 88's mix buses and then sent directly to a hardware output, which is connected to the transmitter. And I also use a second mix bus and output to connect to this Wisycom MTP40S transmitter to send audio directly to Wisycom camera hop receivers. And I set this output in the 888 to unmute when recording, which ensures that the camera consistently receives high quality reference audio just during recording. And this is really important for quick turnaround edits and for syncing in post. Because my IEM and hop transmitters are pretty darn close to the receiver antennas, I typically set their frequencies in the low 470 range and my mic transmitters in the mid 500 to 608 range. And then to prevent overload on the antennas, I use the block filters in the SL2 to filter out any potential interference caused by the hop and IEM transmitters. And this careful frequency filtering ensures that I get a really clean signal on my wireless mics. And also to eliminate the need to constantly monitor and replace transmitter batteries that seem to die at the most inconvenient times, the IEM and hop transmitters are DC powered via a Hiroshi connection to the SL2's DC outputs. And this also lets me turn them on or off, turn off or on each transmitter directly from the 888's menu, which is very convenient. And while we're on the topic of power, I just want to mention that the mixer and wireless receivers and transmitters, particularly the 888, they all draw a substantial amount of power. And to keep everything powered, I use the Audio Root eSmart Trio to power the 888. I specifically chose the Trio because it supports multiple eSmart batteries and a DC source for extended runtimes and power redundancy. I can run from an external DC input and have it switch to dual batteries when I disconnect the external source. And it has way more outputs than I currently need, but I do love the very convenient USB-C output on the top, as well as the very easy to read display. It's a really lovely piece of kit, and it also deserves its own video. Lastly, I wanted to visit another key feature of my setup that I mentioned earlier, and that's Dante network audio. While Dante has many uses, we rely heavily on it for live events. Often these jobs require us to use a separate digital mixing console with more advanced effects processing. But we still want to use our wireless mics, so in these situations, we use our sound bag here as a stage box. This keeps the wireless antennas and receivers close to the action on stage, and we use Dante to connect our mixing bag to the mixing console, and we can send all of our wireless audio channels back to the front of house mixing console digitally over a single network cable. So that's my sound bag, from the 88 SL2 combo to the Wisycom receivers, IEM and hop transmitters, the antenna setup, the power distribution. Every piece of gear has a specific purpose. So whether you're considering building your first kit or upgrading your existing setup, I hope that this gives you some ideas or perhaps inspiration. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more content on video production, gear breakdowns, and professional workflows. And let me know in the comments what's in your sound bag, or if you have any questions about the gear that I've talked about today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.